You are thinking, hey, I feel like playing Gothic 2 again. You've forgotten a lot, but you still want to go on a run as a Shining Paladin or Fearless Dragon Hunter? Then this guide is just the thing to give you the best possible start in the game. And before we get to the advanced tips that you can use to farm massive amounts of XP in the first few hours of the game, let's start from the beginning. We start in Xardas Tower and there are a few things to do there. The first tip is a beginner's tip, which I'm sure was still a mystery to some. Open the grate of Xardas Tower with a switch on the fireplace. There you will find a fireball as a spell scroll, a mana potion and gold. Fireball is especially useful at the beginning to kill off stronger NPCs and monsters. Read all the book stands in Xardas Tower and take the old stone tablet on his table. You can talk to him about it directly and collect extra XP. Go straight to sleep to have the opportunity to pray at Beliar's shrine. This only activates after using the bed. You can get 500 gold from the Lord of Darkness for 10 health points. It says free, but it's actually 10. He wants to trick you. Only use this tip if you can really do it without the 10 health points at the start. Chests can be looted quickly with the jump button. It's very useful to save some time. 5. There are more items behind Xardas Tower. Simply jump up the rock next to his tower and follow the path along the tower wall. Behind it are 2 spell scrolls and some potions. Have you always wondered why the music changes back there? That's because the paladin grave with the zombies near Orlan's tavern is directly on the other side. That's scary. At the pond with the goblin there's a bow that you can easily use to clear out the cave. All you have to do is go left along the pond and you will find it under a tree with some spell scrolls and arrows. Then go into the cave, which is also right by the pond. To get to Lester's Valley, you can shoot the goblins with the bow one as soon as they get close to you. The hero's accuracy increases the closer he is to the enemy. In Lester's Valley you will find more spell scrolls behind this tree stump. Watch out. Further down, Lester is waiting for you at a campfire. He can tell you through a dialogue option that they can easily get past the city gate guards with 10 plants of the same type. It's worth it, as this gives you extra XP. Tip number 7. Scrolls of spells are also hidden behind this crate at Cavalorn. You can also use Cavalorn to defeat the bandits. This not only gives you a new weapon, the wolf knife and potions, but also Cavalorn's letter, which you can later give to Vatras, the water mage in the city. If you tell Vatras that it's from Cavalorn, you will get an extra 200 XP and activate the Ring of Water questline. It's very important. On Lobarts' farm there are 2 leather pouches in his barn that you should take with you. One of the farmhands must have hidden them there. You will also find a pickaxe behind his windmill. It's worth 300 gold in the Night of the Raven, less when sold of course, and you use it to mine gold ore, which is very important later on in the add-on. It's also a 2-handed weapon with a low strength requirement, even if its range leaves a lot to be desired. At the top of the stone circle you can defeat 2 more field raiders and back the leather pouch on the stone pillar, as well as the stone tablet and the goblin berry. The goblin berry is somewhat hidden near the cliff, as you can see here. Canthar blackmails you if you don't accept his pass, as he knows you are a convict from the colony. However, you can get around this by putting on Lobarts' peasant clothes and addressing Canthar in them. He now reacts very differently to you. This is only possible if you not approach Canthar before. There are many creative ways to get into the city. Either you pretend to be Lobarts' farmhand, but Greg always gets a peasant cloth from me. You can simply pass behind the guard, because the radius of vision does not include this route. You can also walk up the chains of the city gate. This works for both gates. Another nice way is to jump over the low city gate with Digger's Meat as elevation. Take your pick as you wish. If you get it without being seen, Laris will give you 500 XP as reward. Since you may have given the peasant gloves to Greg, I will tell you how to get free armor. If you climb onto the lantern next to Bosper's shooting gallery and then climb onto the roof, you can jump onto Matthäus' house from here. But be careful to get the right frame, otherwise you'll end up dead like me in the street dust. I recommend running along the roof gable, as it can catapult you forwards in some cases. Now you can easily get into Matthäus' camp, and in addition to a nice leather armor, you can also loot another peasant outfit, as well as the clothing types of citizens of Khorinis. Wow, now I can run around as Valentino, nice! If you want to beat up guys like Mo early on, I recommend training one-handed with Wolfgar to become a fighter, so up to 30%. This will change your fighting stance and you'll strike much faster and also block faster and slightly longer. This way you can quickly kill level 10 NPCs, including many bandits in the surrounding area. If you're really in a fighting mood, you can also beat up Raheem the map dealer. Nobody will blame you for a brawl in the harbor district and you won't have to pay a penalty. But remember to activate his trading inventory beforehand, so that you can then loot his maps. Brahim has also no weapon, which makes him an easy target. Nevertheless, watch out for his blows, as they can still hurt you with low health points. When he is defeated, he will give you 300 XP. Be sure to give the letter to Vatras and ask if you can join the Ring of Water. This will give you lots of experience points and you can quickly join one of the 3 guilds. You will first be sent to Laris. He will help you by your decision. As a future mage, you have to talk to Darren. As a future militiaman, you have to talk to Martin. As a mercenary with court on owner's farm. The quests from these vary, and I personally only find Darren's really easier than the actual entrance exam for the guilds. Laris has also other advantages. He redeems a favor with Lima, so you can borrow gold once for free. Take the 200 gold coins, that's the most you can ask for. You don't have to pay it back. The mad alchemist Ignaz in the Haber district wants to try out his new spell, Oblivion. Agree to this, steal his healing potion and run away. Then you can try out the spell on him. Now you can unlock him as a merchant and potion teacher. The special thing about him is that he sells the strongest transformation in the game from chapter 1 onwards. Make sure you get the Dragon Snapper transformation. You can use it to smoke out the whole island right at the start. However, this can really spoil the Gothic experience, which is why I only recommend this tip so that you can see what's possible. As a Dragon Snapper, watch out for groups. Field raiders do not intervene when their fellow raiders are attacked, whereas wargs do. And keep your hands off the Orc Elite warrior in the forest. They will turn you into kindling. I mentioned that you can get your life back from the Beliar shrine. I don't mean the life points for gold at Enos shrines. I'm talking about Darren the Fire Mage. He gives you plus 5 life points for every donation you do. Make sure you donate in 50 gold steps, then you will get plus 80 health points after 1000 gold. An immense boost for the beginning. In Gothic 2 there are learning point caps that apply from 30, 60, 90 and 120. The points spent increase by 1 point for each skill increase, such as dexterity or strength. This means that from 30, 1 strength point costs 2 LP, from 60 then 3 LP. To save a few learning points, I recommend that you increase just before the cap. This means you go to 29 strength and learn another plus 5 strength from then on. Instead of 9 LP, only 5 LP will be deducted. This works before every cap. Tip 17. If you want to become an apprentice to Herod and Bartok is constantly being killed while you're hunting for wolf pelts, then go to the cave at the market town gate. You will find it along the rock face that leads to the lighthouse. There's an orc axe lying around right at the entrance. While you are there, you can go straight up to the lighthouse. Just before it, however, turn right and follow the path to the higher level. There you will find a light crossbow behind a tree stump. This is your weapon for the early game, as it only needs a strength requirement of 40 and deals massive damage. See the scavengers here to see how strong it is. If you continue along the path past Nicholas, you will come to the top of the mountain, where you will find a ring with a mana bonus of 10, spell scrolls of undead destruction, and a king's sorrel. You can use these spell scrolls, for example, to kill off the 2 skeletons right next to Nicholas. They are standing around down here at the forest cemetery. That's 600 XP for free. On the way down, keep slightly to the right and go over the hill here. You can already hear the sounds of a shadow beast. In some versions the sneak jump has been removed, so shadow beasts now wake up when you do this. If not, you can still approach him this way. Otherwise, use sneak, that you can learn from Bartok the hunter, to get several leather pouches, elixirs of healing and a sword. The sword is the best one-handed weapon for the early game with 40 damage and immense range and a one-handed talent bonus. Back down in front of the city gate, you can take the direction to Akil's farm. However, you can then go to the cave on the slope to the left. There you can find some spell scrolls on the ground. And watch out, there's an orc in the cave further back. Then climb onto the cliff above the cave entrance to pick up 2 useful rings, potions and a militia short sword. You can sell the sword for gold. The rings give you lesser protection from weapon damage and a strength bonus. The last tip relates to your decision on how you want to play. Personally, I would recommend skilling the first 3 levels fully in strength. This means you can bypass the first cap and reach 34 strength with 24 learning points. In combination with the ring and the belt, you would have 42 strength right from the start. This means you can equip the sword and the crossbow. The other 6 learning points can be spent on one-handed talent, forging, drawing skins or whatever. I would tend towards the combat talent first because it means you have a higher chance to critical strike. I know that there are many more King Sorrels, rare plants and items to find in Gothic 2, but this would go beyond the scope of this video. And instead I will make videos that only deal with where to find all the stone tablets in the game, for example. If you don't want to miss them, you can like and subscribe to the channel. That would make my little Gothic loving heart very happy. And in the end, I have to say it helps me learning to speak English better. Then all that remains for me to say is relax and everything will turn out alright.